use the power property of logarithms to rewrite each term as a product. Well, that's easy peasy. Because this is log base 5 of 48 to what power? 1/2, yeah, square root. So they want you to use property 3, bring the 1/2 down in front. That's exciting, not? Now this is where you have to be very, very careful and to dot your I's and cross your T's. Why? Because this is the natural log of 7 raised to the 4x minus 3. 4x minus 3 is the exponent. That means I'm bringing down something that's more than one term. So when I bring this guy down, he's going to come down as a set of parentheses. And see, and that's because there's a difference. If I wrote this instead, what does it say? It's going to be, right, it's essentially what it says is the only thing multiplying the natural log is 3, or negative 3, right? And then order of operation says I would do this first, and then I would subtract. But that's not what this is. This says this whole thing is multiplying the natural log of 7. So that's why when I see an exponent that's got more than one term, I immediately put parentheses around it. That's to save me from myself, because it's so easy to make mistakes. And for those of you who are going to be hitting the calculus trail, which is the majority of you in some shape or form, it's so easy just to drop that set of parentheses, and then you find yourself in a world of hurt somewhere. And then eventually you get hurt enough that you are more careful. I see that in my former student. It amazes me. In college algebra, he was not as near as careful as he is now. He would put that set of parentheses in. Why? He's learned by getting dinged a couple of times. Parentheses must be used whenever an exponent is the sum or difference. We just went over that versus that. So there's a difference between the two, what that means. And now we've got our problems. The first, it doesn't matter whether I change this or not at this point, because who is really in control is this division bar, because I have a numerator and I have a denominator that I could separate. So this becomes log base 3 of the numerator subtract log base 3 of the denominator this is a product, and a product turns, and by the way, this is property 2. This is a product turns into a sum. So this is log base 3 of x squared plus log base 3 of the square root of y minus log base 3 of x plus 7, and that's property 1. Now, how can this guy be rewritten? Y to what power? 1 over 2. So this is the same as log base 3 of x squared plus log base 3 of y to the 1/2 minus log base 3 of x plus 7. And that's just a rewrite. And now I can bring anybody, he has an exponent of 1, so he's done. But I can bring all the exponents down in front. So this is 2 log base 3 of x plus 1/2 log base 3 of y minus log base 3 of x plus 7. And this is property 3. And I can't do anything more with it. The argument of the first log is just x, so can't do anything with the x. Of the second log is just y, can't do anything with the y. Third one is x plus 7, but that's a plus, not a times, so you can't do anything with that either. So believe it or not, that's what your final answer is. We'll finish up this page and then stop here. Well, here is the natural log of x squared minus 4 over x to the 1/2 power. Well, I can't do anything with properties of logs on the inside until I get that 1/2 taken care of. I'm going to have to bring the 1/2 down. And so that's going to be property 3. But it's 1/2 times this whole thing. This guy's going to get broken up. Reminds me, we're working on radicals right now in intermediate algebra, and how we have to be very, very careful while we're adding, subtracting radicals, how we're breaking them up and then try and hold them together. This is 1/2 times whatever comes out of here, which this is a division, so it's the natural log of x squared minus 4 minus the natural log of x. That's property 2. I'm not done. Why am I not done? What do you see? Minus 4, and who is he? Plus, not plus or minus 2, because we're not solving. X squared minus 4 is who? Begins with a D. I. FF. Difference of squares. Yeah, x squared is a square and 4 is a square. Oh yeah, duh, right. Of course. The natural log. Now, this guy factors into x minus 2, x plus 2, minus natural log of x. That is just factoring. This is a sum, right? Product, so it's going to turn into a sum. This is 1/2 again. 1/2 multiplies everybody. It's the natural log of x minus 2 plus natural log of x plus 2 minus natural log of x. And that's property 1.